I just made a shorter video for Twitter. You know, in case you don't know, I'm on Twitter, and that's kind of where I cut my teeth, so to speak. Met a lot of great people in the community on Twitter. I was at a conference once, and BitBoy Crypto, if you ever heard of him, might know who that guy is. Pretty big deal. He was at the conference, and he said, which was interesting, he said, Twitter is for the community, YouTube is for education. You know, that makes a lot of sense, because if you're on Twitter and you want to get involved in cryptocurrencies and different projects, that's the place to be. It really is, because you can interact with a CEO of a freaking company. I mean, it's like no other place. It's definitely, you have a lot of good relationships that you can meet. Now, it can be toxic too, because there are some trolls on there. But, you know, you really, the benefits outweigh the costs. Now, how many times have we heard that lately? But in the case of Twitter, I think that is the case. It's a good place to, you know, if you're interested in any kind of cryptocurrency, whether it be, you know, Bitcoin, not so much Bitcoin, but Bitcoin, you get a lot of good information. But projects, you know, the newer coins that are coming out, and if you want to get involved in those, get on Twitter and follow that company or follow that coin, because at that point, you know, you'll get a lot of information and you'll be able to interact. And so that's key, I think. I'm going to move this a little bit. Look at the sun kind of hit me in the head. Looks weird. So anyway, I just made a shorter video, and what I was talking about was Toyota has just now come out and said that, hey, we've got some shortages, we've got some production problems, you know, our labor, we can't get enough people in here to make the cars because, you know, of the pandemic, and it's just, you know, people are getting sick and can't come into work. And now the shortages are starting to hit them. I think that the chip shortages, you know, before they were stocked up, but now they're having problems. So they can't produce the vehicles is the bottom line. And they have to shut down some plants for a couple of weeks in September. And that may be just the beginning. You've seen the shortages in automobiles, new and used. Used prices for vehicles are way up. And it's because, you know, you don't have a lot of new cars coming onto the market because these manufacturers can't get them out there for one reason or another. The price of used vehicles are going to go up. All right. The problem with all this is, you may say, well, that's all right. You know, we'll print more money. You know, we'll get more stimulus money. Crypto will go way up and I'll be able to buy it then. Okay, you might be able to, but you're going to pay a lot of money for it because it's a supply and demand thing. You can print all the money in the world. But if somebody's not selling you what you want, that money's not worth anything. It ultimately comes down to, in real life, what do you want? What do you want to have in your life? What do you need in your life? Is it land where you can grow food? Is it, you know, a tractor? You know, is it a car? Is it a house? Is it what is it? Is it college education? You're better off watching YouTube videos, to be honest with you at this point. Unless it's a specialty degree, you know, where you need special things. But I tell you, you know, I think society's transforming so much at this point that it's not going to be so much about the way it was. We're going to have to kind of learn some life skills, I think. And money is the core of all that. You know, managing your own money, owning your own money, having control of your own money. And that gets down to the other thing I talked about, Afghanistan. You see what's happening over there. It's, you know, it looks like it's falling apart. You know, people are panicking and, you know, running to the banks and trying to get their money out. Now, this happens periodically in different countries, you know, Cyprus and Greece and, you know, Argentina, you know, every 7 years or something. But it happens a lot to where, not so much in the U.S., you know, it's been a long time, you know, since the Great Depression, you really didn't see, you know, runs on the bank. Because every time we get close, they print a bunch of more money and they bail everything out. And that's what they do to keep the system solvent, somewhat solvent, because it continually goes bankrupt. And it really does. It's just not declared a bankruptcy. It's just a complete bailout is really what it comes down to. But, you know, in a lot of these other countries, they can't print the money. And if they do, it's just it's an inflationary event to where, okay, here's your money. And then you can't buy anything with it. You know, it has no value. So what good is it? It's going to go into real assets if it can. You know, if anybody will accept that money, you know, at some point they won't, because it's just stacks of money. What am I supposed to do with all this crap? It's more of a burden than anything to carry it around and move it. And then it devalues on the way to buy something because they're printing more of it. Nobody wants it. So the key is, You want to be involved in something that has sound money. You want to have something that has, you know, properties that hold value. I know for a long time, gold's been that. You know, it has all these properties. It's indivisible. You know, you can't, you know, you can beat it down into a thin, tiny sheet, you know, and it maintains its properties and doesn't rust. And, you know, all these great things that allow you to hold your energy in it. You know, it's hard to get, you know, for the most part. You know, you got to drill down into the ground and get it, and, you know. But, you know, there were times in history where you can just pick it up out of a river and still can. Anyway, not going to go into how much gold is really out there compared to silver, but we'll leave that to Bix Weir. But you've got a situation where you can have all this money, and what does it get you, though, in real life? And I want to, you know, focus on that and try to get our mindset on that. You know, in real life, what are you going to get with that money? Because ultimately, money just becomes a tool. It's a store of your energy to be used later. It's like a battery. You know, you want to store that up, and you want to have the copper top. You know, you want to make sure it's a good battery, because when you pull that out and you need to stick it into a flashlight, it's got to work. You know, that money needs to work when you need it to work. So it needs to be a good storage unit, a good battery for you. If it isn't, you know, you pull it out and it's like rusted, corroded, you know, it's like, well, this isn't any good. What am I supposed to do with this? So money has to be valuable and hold its value. You know, after all, it is your energy. It's your energy that was paid in that money, or that dug down and mined out that money out of the ground, you know, whatever it is. But it's got to hold your energy, and it should hold your energy. Now, if you get paid in US dollars, Federal Reserve notes, sorry, you get paid in Fed notes, it doesn't hold your value. It devalues you. I mean, it's killing your energy is what it is, because you can't take that energy that you've made and locked up in that battery and pass that off to your children or pass that off to someone else so that they can use that later. They're going to put it in their flashlight and the light's not going to come on. You're like, what the frick? You know, you give me this junk. And that's what happens, you know, if you don't have sound money. It's got to, if it's sound money, you know, I'm just thinking about this. If it's sound money, it has to transcend generations. It has to be able to be passed down. And, you know, my great granddaughter should be able to have this thing that I saved for her, and it still works, and it's still valuable in that age if it's sound money. So it's very important. And, you know, you can't see the future, but you look, you know, time-tested things, you know, gold and silver have always been those, you know, and even copper to an extent, you know, any metals that have value that you can use to do something else with. Silver you can use for all kinds of different medical properties, you know, antiviral and things like that. And, you know, you can make it into jewelry, and it's, a lot of people used to put, you know, a silver dollar in, you know, in their milk to keep it, you know, preserved. There's a lot of uses for it. And gold the same way, you know, like I said, you know, it doesn't rust, corrode, you know, it's divisible, easily divisible. And it's, can't burn it, can't, you know, there's nothing, you can't destroy it, basically is what it is. You know, my gosh, I had cash in the house burned down. It's gone. Gold, it'll be there. You know, if it got hot enough, it'll melt, but I don't think the house fire would get hot enough. Now, if it were in the Twin Towers, boy, I tell you, it would be hot enough to melt steel and gold. But you've got, sound money has to be sound money. And that's just what it is. And there's forms of sound money out there. We're now entering a digital age, and you think about, okay, money needs to be transferred immediately. We have no patience. We're used to everything working. It's digital. Boom, boom, boom. I want to see this website. I want to get here. I want to make this payment, this purchase. We want to do this in real time. And that's fine. You know, we lean towards efficiency. You know, as human beings, we want things to be more efficient. And the digital age has made a lot of things more efficient. I mean, it's like magic. You know, you can go online and see a picture of something, you know, and see what everybody else said about it. And then you can buy it and you can pay digitally. So in that form, and then it gets delivered to your house, you know, so that physical item still gets to your house. Now, you can still buy things right now, but you know, you're buying it with kind of the old legacy money, the old system money, and so the price of all this stuff's going to go up. Now, if for some reason, you know, you're able to use sound money, what kind of sound money would it be for the digital age? It's got to be something that's trusted. It's got to be something like Bitcoin, Litecoin, you know, coins that have been running for a long time, just like gold and silver. Bitcoin's been running since, you know, developed in, you know, or the concept in 2009 in the white paper, but I don't think it was mined until January of 2010. You know, the first Bitcoin started to hit the market. Litecoin, you're looking at a 10-year anniversary this October. In 2011, that network's been running nonstop. 2011, 10 years that thing's been running. In the digital age, for something to run for 10 years nonstop, you know, it doesn't need a reboot, don't restart it, still runs, it's an amazing feat. You know, so it's proven itself. You know, Bitcoin, Litecoin have proven themselves, and a lot of other cryptocurrencies too. But when you look at the ones that have proven themselves over time, those are the biggies. That's why I like Litecoin so much. I mean, 10 years running a network, uninterrupted. You know, you can send money and transfer value anywhere you want in the world at any time of the day. No bank can stop you from doing that. I mean, that's an amazing thing when you stop and think about it. And it's a finite supply. There's only so many. So when that runs out, that's it. That's it. 0.01 Litecoin for everybody in the world. That's it. If you divided it all equally, each person would get 0.01, and that's it. I mean, that's a scarce asset. You know, that's like trying to mine gold and silver out of the ground. You know, not easy to do. There's not that much to go around. It's hard to get. And does the price reflect that right now in US dollar terms? No, I don't think so at all. But that means it's on sale. It's a value. I mean, when you see something valuable that has a use case and, you know, it's very liquid and you can get rid of it anywhere, you can transfer it to any other kind of money around the world. You know, these are the things I look at and I'm like, man, that's way undervalued. I tend to like the underdog, you know, I don't like the, you know, the shining, you know, glitzy thing, and that's just not me. It's why I drive a Digibug. You know, it works, it does what I need. I like it, it's cost effective. I mean, that's just how I think. I think Litecoin's way undervalued. So silver. So as we move and transition into this digital world, we need digital money. Sound digital money that we can trust. You know, we don't want something that, oh, hey, guess what? We've got the United States federal dollar coin. Okay, so you basically taken, you know, an existing corrupt, unlimited supply system and just transpose that onto a digital system. So you can just continue to create and create and create with no limit. That's what they want to do with these central bank digital currencies. Oh, yeah, it's crypto. Yeah, get in there, get your crypto. You know, we're going to create crypto for our country, but it's going to be the same thing. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. You're going to have the same system, just digital. And then that's more control because they can turn it on and off and say, oh, well, you're not authorized. Just like a bank does right now. It's like you keep your money in the bank. They're going to say, well, we don't know about that transaction, so we didn't authorize it. Wait a minute. You know, I had to pay for this and you didn't authorize it. Now I got a fine, you know, or a fee, you know, that I got to pay. And it's their system. Get out of their system. That's the key. Get sound money for the digital age. Just like gold and silver are no government's money, the government can't control it as being money. It's outside the system. You can pay me in silver, and it doesn't have to say, oh, the full faith and credit of the United States government. I don't care if it's silver. It's money. It's good to go. It stood the test of time. It does what it needs to do. That's what cryptocurrency is. It's completely outside of the governmental system. It's outside of any government system. You can transact in it without anybody telling you what to do, just like gold and silver. Very important to kind of think about that and absorb that and realize that. It took me some time. If I'd thought this way, you know, back in 2013, I'd be a very wealthy man right now. But, you know, it took me time, you know, until really end of 2016, 17 to realize, you know what, I get it now. I understand now the importance of this cryptocurrency and what it means. And, you know, we all wake up at different times. You're never too late because, you know, if you ask anybody, hey, do you know about cryptocurrency? You know, if they know what it is. Do you know about Bitcoin? Yeah, I've heard about Bitcoin. Do you have any? No. Do you have any cryptocurrency? No. So there's a lot of people that need to get up to speed, and by then it's going to be used and transacted everywhere, just like in PayPal, you know, and Venmo and all these platforms right now where you can get cryptocurrency and you're about to be able to spend it. And they say you're going to be able to take it out. So you can go in and out of that system, use it, you know, and, you know, for the existing system, you know, and buy things in the existing system. And you can do that a lot with Litecoin right now with debit cards, you know, Visa cards, to where, you know, you load your Litecoin up and you go spend it. So That's coming together. That bridge is in place, and it's just getting stronger. There are more lanes on it, and that bridge from the old system to the new system, it's there. It's coming, just like the internet, just like email, just like all that, 25 years ago. Well, what good is that going to do? What are you going to do? Send messages, or send this, what are you going to send across email? What's the point in that? And the next thing you know, you've got storefronts. You've got all of these. Everything we do right now is online and becoming virtual. Very important to understand that, because, as everything becomes virtual, there are going to be virtual items that we buy. Look at the NFT space, non-fungible tokens. They are, selling for millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars, just these images that are secure on the blockchain, that are unique. And as we become more virtual and digital, I can imagine a time when our houses it's so cost effective that this interior, like paint or skin, whatever you want to call it, the wrap on the inside of the house is all a digital screen, to where, you watch these people on YouTube and they've got these backgrounds that they put there and they're like, oh, is that their house? And then you see somebody else with the same background and you're like, oh, wait a minute. They're just pulling stock images, and they're probably, maybe not standing out here. I like this background because it's real. But they might be in, a bedroom, broadcasting on a YouTube channel. And that they got this, beautiful spread behind them, it's awesome. It looks great, the background, because it's all virtual. That kind of thing, though, could happen inside your house, to where, okay, you interact with people. There's someone talking, in their house, and then they show up on your wall, so to speak, and then you got holograms, so you can actually be there talking to people. What I'm saying is, it's getting to the point where the technology is catching up with the sci-fi stuff that we all dreamed about at some point. The digital age is here, and it's going to continue to wrap itself around us, and it's our choice how deep we want to go down that rabbit hole. I don't, if we lose our humanity, that's a big problem. So, we really have to weigh that. If you go all in on this stuff, it's, you got to stay human. It's very important. Stay real, stay grounded, and grounded means on the ground, part of nature. So we don't want to lose that. But the advantages that can come from this digital age, and the technology, and the lifting up of people, if we allow it and we take it in that direction, it can go way south in the other direction too, and become tyrannical, and you're locked in your house, and guess what? You get to enjoy all the scenery inside your little cabin that you're allocated. So the point I'm trying to make is, this is all coming. You're in front of it all before it all rolls out, but it's very simple and very easy to see that it's going to roll out. You need digital money in a digital world. So I think it's important to look at the digital money that's sound, just like gold and silver or sound money in the current world. It's just important to take a look at that. And if you're afraid of it, don't be afraid of it. Just educate yourself on it. Get up to speed on it. And that's why we're going on the road. That's why Lisa and I are doing events. That's why we're going to have a class, and we'll talk about things like this. And the thing is, it's actionable. You will download a wallet. You will get cryptocurrency, Litecoin specifically, transferred into that wallet. And you will be your own bank by the time you leave that class. That's what it comes down to. And you will be enabled. You will be empowered. You will have the ability to walk away and say, you know what? It's liberating. It's freedom. And we're just reasserting that freedom. It's what this class is about. It's what meeting people is about. It's what these meetups are about that we're going on the road to do. So August 27th, 28th, Kansas City. Get there, go to clintwestwood.net, check it out, and I hope you can get there. Honestly, I hope you can get there. I love these meetups. Big hugs. I can give everybody hugs, whether or not you're comfortable. Doesn't matter. It's just the way it is. We're all human beings, and I want to make sure I can look somebody in the eye and tell them, you know what? I'm here to help. I'm here for a reason. You're here for a reason. I'm going to give you a big hug. And it's just the way it is. Some people really need hugs. Other people, not so much. And you can tell right away, but you know what? They need them too. we're all human beings, and we need to be reconnected so that we can move forward and do it the right way and not get caught in a slave system, a matrix system. We need to do it in a decentralized way where we maintain control of our sovereignty, our individual sovereignty, and move forward. And then collectively, we can push the world forward in a better way, because we will individually be free. And free individuals that are not enslaved and not living under the yoke of government and tyranny can do a lot of things. And it doesn't take too many to get things done. So that's my point. Sound money for the digital age. Become your own bank. Break free from this system. Break free from the matrix. And just realize, you know, stay grounded. It's a big thing. Stay grounded. Go out and walk around and get your feet onto some dirt and enjoy nature and realize the important things in life. And all this stuff, it's just a tool to be free and to be happy. So I hope you can go to the meetups. Go check it out on clintwestwood.net. The website is below. Click that happy hour link at the top. You'll see where we're going to be. Texas in September, and then New Jersey in October, and then I'll be going to Pittsburgh to a meetup. I don't think we'll have a class then. It'll just be a meetup someone else is holding in Pittsburgh. It'll be a pretty big deal. It'll be a good time. So I'll be able to hang out there a lot, and yeah, that'll be awesome. And then again in October, I think I said New Jersey. So Pittsburgh at the beginning of October, and then New Jersey later in the month. And then November, I'm going to have something here in my area in Peoria, Illinois. We're going to have the happy hour meetup, and then class, and then in an airplane flying over. Let's make sure they're not coming for me. No. And then in December, maybe even Florida. So trying to get around a little bit, and you know, any of those places are close, come see us. It's gonna be awesome. I know most of you are probably come to see Litecoin Lisa, but you know what? I do have, I got the hugs. All right. I got the big hugs. All right. I love you all. Thank you for watching. Hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. It just does nothing but help. You know, it'd be nice to at some point to where I could go live. I think I have to have 1,000 subscribers to where I can go live. And so that'd be kind of cool. I wouldn't mind doing that once in a while. But then I can see some comments if you jump in there. But, you know, just give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I guess that's the thing to do. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you so much. I do love you all. And I hope you have a wonderful day. And trust yourself. Believe in yourself. As you're connected to everything else out here. All this nature. All right. Have a great day.